So let's see the ways in which we could relate gender and antimicrobial resistance. And let's start with intimate partner violence or domestic violence that I just mentioned. Obviously, women are at a much greater risk. Most of the time they are, in fact, the victims or receivers of domestic violence. This is physical or could be sexual violence. This obviously could lead to more infections. And because their position within the household and the community, they are less likely to seek care for these injuries or infections, late care, perhaps those or inadequate care, self-prescriptions, etc. And these could lead to more complicated or drug-resistant infections. So whether it's sexually transmitted infections or urinary tract infections, reproductive tract infections, pelvic inflammatory disease, all of these linked with sexual violence and an increased risk of antibiotic use. Also, quite often in these cases, follow-up is poor. So the woman may go and seek care and then not really follow up. And so she may have taken just a partial course of antibiotics, incomplete or the wrong doses. So it's also true that in emergency settings, antimicrobial stewardship is often poor. When we talk about stewardship in a hospital, generally the hospital authorities look at it in ICUs or post-op wards. There's a protocol for antibiotic use. But in the case of an emergency room, this may not be practiced as thoroughly. And so you may have a lot of misuse of antibiotics going on. And this in turn could, of course, lead to more resistance, whether it's UTIs or Neisseria or mixed anaerobic infections. Clearly also, domestic violence, which as Shobha said, unfortunately, continues to remain unacceptably high, does impact the access to health or other care by the woman. So there's delayed seeking of care, there's because of limited autonomy and also stigma. And so this again would lead to complicated infections and creates a vicious cycle.